Hey people, today we're going to be narrating Chapter 8 of I Survived the Bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941 by Lauren Tarshis. Chapter 8. Come on, Danny said, picking Aki up. We need to get you back home. Your mama will be very worried. Airplanes, Aki said, looking up into the sky. Aki, you have to go home. Come on, you have to. Aki put his hand up on Danny's mouth, silencing him. Shh, he said. Airplanes. Danny almost pulled Aki's sticky hand off his face, but then he heard a sound he'd never heard before. A buzzing sound, like there was a giant swarm of bees closing in. Danny followed Aki's pointing finger, and then he saw it at the distance. What looked like an enormous fleet of gray birds flying towards Pearl Harbor. As the gray spots grew larger, Danny could see that Aki was right. They were airplanes, more than Danny had ever seen. Then he saw more coming from another direction. There must be a drill going on. The Navy and the Army were always practicing. There had been a drill at Hickam last week, when 50 soldiers had to pretend to be wounded. Ma came home exhausted and covered in fake blood. Whatever game these planes were playing, Danny didn't have to watch them. Not if he planned to catch the Carmela. He wasted too much time bellyaching in bed. Come on, Danny said, holding out his hand. If he hurried, he could get Aki home and then be able to hitchhike to Honolulu. He could still take the port in time. Then when they were almost up the hill, an enormous boom shook the ground. And then another. Danny stopped short. Fire! Aki shouted. Flames were rising from one of the battleships. What kind of drill was this? Had a pilot crashed or dropped a bomb by mistake? Danny stopped moving. Aki wrapped his arms around Danny's neck. Danny could feel the little boy's heart beating like tiny running footsteps. Together they started at the scene. They started the scene over the harbor. The planes were flying so low they seemed to skim the top of the taller ships. Kaboom! Another explosion rang out. Sirens began to howl. Boom, 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 boom. That's the thing. Anyway, the sky I was filling with black smoke. My ships, Aki whispered. A feeling of dread came up through Danny, a black and swirling feeling, like on a night with Finn, when he first heard the metal of the fire escape start to give away. He knew something horrible was happening, something beyond his worst nightmares. He gripped Aki tighter. Aki, Danny said, are those the B-17s? Aki shook his head. Are they B-18s? Again, Aki shook his head. A-20s? Not Aki planes. And then that's when Danny knew. It was Hitler, and Germany was attacking, just like Miss Mills said it would. More explosions rang out. The air filled up with a horrible smell. A voice rang out. Aki! Mrs. Sudo came running down the hill. Thank goodness! She cried, grabbing Aki and hugging him. The Germans are attacking us, Danny said. Mrs. Sudo turned to Danny. She had tears in her eyes. No, Danny, she said. Those are not German planes. Who else could it be? Danny said. Who else is crazy enough to bomb Pearl Harbor? Those are Japanese planes, Mrs. Sudo said. Japan? What had America done to Japan? Why would they want to destroy all of those ships? There were no answers, just more explosions, more of the black, bloody-looking smoke. Aki was crying. Come, Mrs. Sudo said, grabbing Danny's hand. I know somewhere we can go in case. Danny knew what she wasn't saying, in case the planes started bombing over their houses too. They hurried up around the back of the Sudo's little house. Danny helped Mrs. Sudo open the wooden door that led her to the root cellar. Not much more than a hole in the dirt. Mrs. Sudo went down the narrow wooden stairs first, and Danny handed Aki to her. Come, Danny, Mrs. Sudo said. But Danny was staring out over the smoke and flames. Somewhere in the middle of it all, that was Hickam. And somewhere at Hickam was Ma. "I need to find my mother," he said. "No, your mother would want you to be here. Please stay. She'd want you to be safe." Danny knew that that was true, but he ran away anyway, down the hill, towards the fires, towards Ma.